Bill Blinken.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. I didn't do a good job first time, so I have to do it again. The January 11th, 2023 council meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dangler?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
I'm here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here.
Dr. Selly?
Yes?
Mrs. Wittes is absent.
Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. I will now read the mission statement of the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor, City Council, and Administration are committed to cultivate an environment of mutual trust and respect that values the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place to live, in which to live, and provide prosper, and we will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Certification, please.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and posted as required by law.
Okay. Reading and approval of the previous minutes, I need a motion to approve the minutes of December 28, 2022.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes is absent.
Consideration of ordinance, public hearing, and final consideration. Ordinance 30-22, an ordinance amending section 69-15 of the Code of the City of Long Branch, providing for 2 additional alternate members to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. This ordinance was introduced on December 28, 2022, and amends section 69-15 of the Code of the City of Long Branch by authorizing 2 additional alternate positions to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, allowing no more than 4 alternate members to serve on the board. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. If any member of the public has any comments to make, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once. Anyone wish to speak? Okay. I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the second reading of ordinance 30-22 entitled an ordinance amending section 69-15 of the Code of the City of Long Branch, providing for 2 additional alternate members to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. I need a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes is absent.
There are no ordinances for introduction. This is now the public participation for resolutions and all general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? If there is anyone in the audience that has a comment to make, please step to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Requesting 1-minute notification. Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. In regards to the resolution concerning the SPCA contract at the last council meeting, A little more than a year ago, I requested the city withhold the former SPCA contract on issues of non-performance. I cited particularly the Bison incident, which to this day is still troubling. Since that last council meeting, social media has exploded. The individual involved in that incident of the Bison, Scott Crawford, who tranquilized a domesticated bison, who had an SPCA partner who was not qualified to shoot a tranquilizer, and Scott Crawford allowed that tranquilizer to be shot by his partner. They left the domesticated bison for 3 hours. They returned. The bison was over-tranquilized. It was dead. They failed all procedures and protocols. They had no administration of a reverse tranquilizer. That matter is still being investigated. Other severe incidents involving Scott Crawford have become known in the last 2 weeks, dating back to 2016. An incident in Tinton Falls, including violations of Monmouth County Health Department and State Health Department procedures, where Scott Crawford insisted of the killing of 5 dogs. Administratively, it was prevented. Scott Crawford was not able to do it. The dogs were able to survive a 6-month confinement and were found to be rabies-free when Scott Crawford wanted to put them down for rabies. When he was separated, Scott Crawford, as Assistant Director of the Newark Associated Humane Society facility, it was written, quote, on his performance, astronomical level of killings and atrocious performance at AHS, end quote. The list of Scott Crawford's atrocities go on and on since 2016. This is going to go on social media within the next 48 hours. This is the guy this council voted of the SPCA to monitor animal control in Long Branch. You're disgusting, council. Completely disgusting. You do no homework. You did no background check. Scott Crawford's living and had been living at the SPCA over the thrift store. I'm requesting that 1-minute notification. The SPCA thrift store in Eatontown, Scott Crawford was living over it. What's Long Branch going to do? Give him housing at the buildings the hospital gave us? Scott Crawford also has a criminal background. So how did the Monmouth County Sheriff's Department cover this one up? So I asked the question to the people of Long Branch tonight, and it's going on social media within the next 48 hours. Who do you want for animal control officer?
1-minute notification.
You want Scott Crawford with the record of Murder Incorporated? Or do you want the former animal control officer, Debbie Nagel? As of this evening, I'm serving the 60-day notice on that 1-year contract for the SPCA, because in 60 days, we are now out of that contract, and David Nagel will be restored as animal control officer once all this hits social media within 48 hours. This isn't junk government. This is junk Pallone government.
Anyone else wish to speak?
Good evening. Hildred Woolley, Passay Gardens, West End. I'm also here concerning the resolution about the contract with the Monmouth County SPCA. First, I'll just give a couple examples. Yesterday, I was coming down 2nd Avenue and there was a loose dog on the sidewalk and in the curb along the roadway. And I stopped my car, and I happen to have kibble in the car, so I threw it in a driveway to get the dog off the street. I called the health department, got a hold of Debbie. She called the police department because, the way I understand it, they have to call the SPCA. Debbie asked if I could stay, to monitor the dog, to watch it, and I said no, because I had to get my dog and take him to Tinton Falls. I had a vet appointment at 2:30. So I made the call to the health department at 1:35. By the time I got my dog in the car and headed back down 2nd, it was 2 o'clock. At that time, the Monmouth County SPCA van had just pulled up, and I got out of the car and I talked to the animal control officer, and I told him what took place. And I sat there for a couple of minutes, and he went onto the property, and then I saw him go around the back to see where the dog was, because this dog had no collar on, and when I saw it, it looked like it was looking for food or something. A couple of things could have happened in that half hour, where Debbie could have been there in like 5-10 minutes. Dog didn't seem aggressive or anything. I probably could have gotten it in the car. Somebody with wrong intentions probably could have gotten it in the car. Dog could have gone into the street and gotten hit. I could have been going by with my reactive little witch, and that would have turned ugly, and you know who's going to get blamed? It would have been that dog. So I'm concerned about response times. Back in October 18th, I was coming home from 80 Acres Park on Wall Street. I passed a dead kitty on the side of the road. I pulled over. I pushed it closer to the curb so no one would hit it. I called the SPCA. They told me I had to call the police department. Where I was on Wall Street, I'm thinking I'm still in Eatontown. I called Eatontown, gave them the address where I was. They said, no, you have to call West Long Branch PD. Meanwhile, the SPCA is almost walking distance from where this incident took place. So somebody from the West Long Branch Police Department called me back, and then somebody from the SPCA called me back, and I left. And I said to the person from the SPCA, should I put this on the West Long Branch Facebook page? And they said no. But I went ahead and took a picture of the cat, and I went home, posted on the West Long Branch page that there was a deceased kitty, gave the address where it was at, described it. I did not put the photo. And somebody in West Long Branch who volunteers at the SPCA got back to me, and she checked up to make sure that cat made it there, and they found the owner, who a couple of days later thanked me for that. Last year, it was over a year ago, I was on Monmouth Road. There was a dead cat in the middle of Monmouth Road. I would say it was West Long Branch. When I called the SPCA, whoever I talked to couldn't figure out where on Monmouth Road I was. By the synagogue, explain that, and the cemetery that's over there, had no clue
1 minute warning.
where anything was. I'd like to see Debbie back on duty during the daytime at least to respond to calls. And then in my last minute, while I'm here, because I don't get to come that often, I'd like to see the trash cans on the beach removed from the beach and put up on the landing, because when February rolls around, they'll be overflowing, and the DPW guys do a great job, but you can't see what's going on down on the beach. Get these things off the beach and up on the landings. I walk with my dog almost every day, and we pick up trash along the roadway. People are still parking, and they throw their stuff in the street. And I took pictures of the trash cans so you guys would know what I was talking about. Can I hand them to you?
Yeah, you can bring them in, Ms. Woolley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Ms. Woolley, well, I mean, you can go ahead, but I just wanted to tell you that since the meeting last week, the administration has had conversations with Ms. Nagel, with the police department, and with the SPCA, and I'm going to ask Business Administrator to give you an update on those conversations. You could-
Hey, how are you? So, yeah, absolutely. In that call, Debbie should have responded out there, so I will look into it. I've met with the entire health department, and I gave them exactly, during the daytime hours, everything is being filtered to the police desk just for accountability.
So
But
she would have
she absolutely should have.
physically,
Gone there, absolutely. And I've told her that, and her boss.
okay.
But can you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to?
But Sharon, before you, I mean, come on up, but I wanted the business administrator to continue with the conversations.
So
that
just so
we've been
everyone
having.
knows what we've instructed the entire health department, whenever a call comes in, they're all gonna be filtered to the police desk, and that's because we found a lot of inconsistencies once we went back. We want the police desk to open calls and monitor them so we know the timing and when it's happening. Before this all happened, the police desk used to open a call the SPCA, and then close it right away. Now they're leaving it open until they get a response, a disposition, and then a final call, so that they know that someone responded and they can follow up if nothing happens. If it's during the daytime hours, Ms. Nagel or someone from the health department is absolutely supposed to respond, mitigate whatever circumstance they can, wait for their response from the SPCA, and then move on. But during the daytime hours and they're working, they should absolutely be going out there, and they were told that.
So Debbie is allowed to go out?
Absolutely. Not allowed to, she's supposed to, that's her job. Absolutely.
And Sharon, if you're going to talk about TNR, that's fine too, because we've also discussed that. I didn't personally, but Mr. Shirley has.
Okay, well,
And they're happy to do, they're happy
Yeah.
to do a presentation as well.
Yeah, so
and to
we're
get
actually gonna bring
together.
them in and have a conversation. But we met with the health department, we met with individuals from the health department, and then we brought the SPCA in. And obviously, some of the things that are happening here are two different conversations. This contract and TNR, it's really two different things. We think we've resolved this contract issue, and Debbie responding. She's taking on a bigger supervisory role as far as what's happening, and I'm hoping she understands it. We're talking every day, and we're getting her there, but she's absolutely going to be out there and responding, because that's the personal touch we want. She's here, she's not going anywhere, and we want her to, when she's working, to come in and respond. As far as the TNR, one of the problems that happened is we have a new health director, and in between when the last contract was signed and he got here, there was inconsistencies with creating new colonies and what the directive from the city was. So we are all going to sit down. We're going to have partners from the community come in with us and talk about it. But the SPCA has already asked to have a night where they want to come in and open it up to the public and answer questions, and we can discuss this.
So there's a bunch of us that are part of the Long Branch Animal Village.
Yes.
And when Sid was here, we would have our meetings, and we would get a.
Sharon, come on up now. I'm sorry. I wanted to give it your 5 minutes. Go ahead.
And we would get a report of, the cats that they caught, what they did, with the whole TNR thing. And then after COVID hit, it kind of stopped, and our meeting stopped, and then in October, we had like our meeting. But we still haven't gotten any update on the TNR, so I'd like to be involved in that. And Dina, Andrea, Nancy, there's a bunch of us.
Absolutely. In February, that's going to go out, and it'll be a public notice. It'll be all over social media, and you guys can come in.
Okay, so I'm still kind of confused on the whole Debbie thing, because the contract actually stated that the SPCA is doing animal control, not Debbie.
Right.
So I don't understand. Is Debbie still, if there's a problem, somebody calls up about a dog running loose, they call the police, do they call Debbie, or are we calling the SPCA? Like,
So,
who's responsible
The
for
easiest
this?
answer is to call the police desk whenever you have it, because that's gonna put everything into effect, and it's gonna trigger a response from the SPCA. They're gonna call Debbie's desk if she's there, call her on the radio, however they get her. If it's during her work hours, she is gonna respond, but they are still coming. And this whole thing is just to assist her.
So,
Go
okay,
ahead.
so then she's still not animal control anymore. Because then the SPCA is the one who's supposed to respond to it, not Debbie, right?
No, she's immediately responding, and she's going to mitigate whatever it is. If something needs to be taken from that point, or follow-up, or they're taking an animal, she doesn't have to now put it in her van, trap it, drive all the way out there. They're going to take it from there, and she can stay in the city and continue on. If another call comes in, she can go to that until they get back.
So the call comes through, somebody says the dog is running around on Second Avenue. So Debbie can respond,
She should respond immediately.
but she doesn't take the dog because then she has to call the SPCA to come and take the dog.
She should take whatever action she needs to mitigate that situation and wait for them to get there. That's what she was told.
So in all essence, she's still not able to do her job because she's got to wait for the SPCA to come.
No, I mean,
Her job was animal control. She would go, get the dog, do what she had to do with it, bring it to the SPCA. She knows everybody in the town. She would be able sometimes to find the owners. So she's not doing that anymore. She's just going there, waiting on site, holding on to the dog and waiting for the SPCA to come.
but she's making
Right?
sure it's not in and out of traffic and there's no issues.
Excuse me?
She's making sure the dog's not in danger anymore. If she has to, she will take it.
But this was her job. And now, but again, so we have to wait on the SPCA. Again, I was against this whole contract. I was against it in 2020, 2021, definitely now that they're taking it full time. They now have, I heard they just got Mattawan, so now they have 23 towns. How many animal control officers do they have for 23 towns?
I don't know their number.
Well, not very many. And how does that help the city of Long Branch? How does that help our animals? You know, we had like 20 people here at the last meeting, and everybody was against this contract, and everybody voted yes for it except Bill Dangler. You're not listening to the people of the city. We do not want the SPCA to run our animal control, and we will
Record.
Sharon Wise, 65 Cedar Avenue. So, my other question is, so the police are monitoring all with the SPCA? Okay. So, and if they're not doing their job, if there's enough mistakes, which will be going forward,
They'll be documented.
are we going to cancel the contract?
They'll be well, that's up to the governing body, but they absolutely will be
Because
followed up
everybody
on.
said we have 60 days out. So, but I mean, to what point is it that we say, okay, we've had enough? It's my question.
They're being monitored. We're monitoring it.
So are we, so, thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak? If not, are you going to speak? Do you wish to speak, ma'am?
Me?
Yes,
I do.
then please come to the podium.
I'm in here last minute. What I want to talk about is Charlie Shirley.
Leatrice, if you want to speak, just go to the
I
podium.
just want to make sure that I was watching online. I came down here to talk specifically about Charlie Shirley.
Can you go to the podium, please?
Please
State
to the
your name and
podium.
address.
So,
Your name and address.
my name is Rice. I never give my address because I have a family of criminals and I don't associate with that. And there are repercussions, as you know. I want to talk about Charlie Shirley and what I just picked up on tonight about his opportunities in the city. I first met Charlie Shirley maybe 20 years ago. He was the cousin of my brother's girlfriend, not the criminal brother, my good brother. One of my first interactions with Charlie Shirley was at the Celtic Cottage. And he was a rookie then, was not a police officer, but hung out with all the police officers that hung out at Celtic Cottage. And at that time, I had a septum ring. It was like late 90s, early 2000s, and he proceeded to make fun of me. And my brother Jimmy, not Michael, the criminal, Jimmy approached him and was like, you know, I know my sister's a little weird, but she's cool. And you like any good brother would say, just respect my sister, right? He approached him in the bathroom of the cottage, and Charlie Shirley came out of that bathroom after my brother said, I know my sister's a little weird, but she's weird. Respect her. She's cool. And after Charlie Shirley, before he was a police officer, refused to apologize for very misogynistic and abusive language towards me, my brother pressured and said, why haven't you apologized to my sister? To that point, in the cottage, at that time, late 90s, early 2000s, Charlie decided to start a fight. And he started a fight while there were a lot of other Long Branch police officers enjoying themselves at the Celtic Cottage that night. And they all just sat by and watched. And while he was pushing my brother through the bar, I got in between them. And I said, if you want to get to my brother, then you need to go through me. And he started pushing me like this, pushing his hands at my chest, pushing me through the bar. At that time, all the old school Celtic bar players were there. They're like, Charlie, settle down. The police officers that were there imbibing told him to settle down. At that time, my husband at that time was a very shy man. Very shy man. I mean, I'm outspoken. If any of you have met Todd, you know how shy he is. And he stood up and was like, get your hands off my woman, Charlie. I'm sorry.
1 minute warning.
He was a person that was very physically aggressive. Fast forward several years later, right before the Schneider and Pallone, campaign, it came out that Jason, our former public safety director, rogue, wannabe police officer, jump out boy, was doing a lot of things that were not involved or not sanctioned under a civilian position, meaning he should not have been making arrests. He should not have been doing a lot of things that he was doing. One of the things that he did was that he propositioned and coordinated with the Department of Justice to get funding for the city of Long Branch, citing youth
5
violence.
minutes.
He cited youth violence. Charlie was part of this.
5 minutes.
Hayes was part of this. John, you know, because I called you desperate on a Friday night saying, what is happening here? What can we figure out? All these people signed things, Hayes, Jason, Charlie, without the council ever even knowing.
Yeah.
What are you whispering?
The 5 minutes, your 5 minutes is up.
Okay, my 5 minutes is up, but the city's time is not up. Whatever you are offering to this person, should be absolutely dismissed. He has played games. He is part of the Pat Joyce, Jason, all of the, are you laughing?
No.
I don't have my glasses on, but I can put them on. You're laughing. Who are you? I can't see.
Isn't she timing them?
Yes.
Leatress,
John, who's sitting next to you and laughing?
I don't, are you talking about, this is the city attorney? who's- But Leatress.
No, to your left. Who's laughing?
I don't know that anybody was laughing.
I wasn't laughing.
Who's next to, the man next to you?
It was Charlie Shirley.
Who?
Charlie Shirley.
Okay, Charlie Shirley. Do you remember pushing
But Leatress,
I don't.
hands on me?
Leatress, please.
Remember doing that,
I don't.
Charlie?
I don't.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. But I hope you remember that.
Leatress,
You have no place in our community.
Thank you.
You should be retired with Jason. You should go work for Chaps. Go work for Chaps just like all the other disgruntled.
Leatress,
People-
Leatress, respectfully, we respect each other. It's way beyond 5
No,
minutes.
but John, you gotta understand, we respect each other, but the person sitting next to you literally put his hands on me, pushed me through the Celtic cottage like this,
But Leatress,
putting his hands on me.
this is not, we shouldn't continue
Yeah.
this here.
No, but I want some kind of like investigation into him and whether or not he is appropriate for this position. And you can smirk and smile all you want. You know who I am. I'm Jimmy's sister.
Okay.
Remember?
I don't.
Remember, Charlie?
I don't.
Ma'am, your time is up, I'm sorry.
My time is up.
Yes.
My word is not up. Charlie, you don't belong here. You signed off on the funding with Hayes and Jason for support from the Department of Justice
Okay,
to,
that's
like,
enough. I've asked you to stop.
Leatress,
Now please
please.
stop.
Please, Leatress.
Jason, you're all done.
Everyone else wish to speak? If not, I need a motion to close the public portion of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need now to ask Madam Clerk if there are any changes to the list of resolutions.
No changes have been made.
Okay, thank you. We can take the list of resolutions 02 through 14 as a consent agenda. Motion,
So moved. Second.
roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes,
And Ms. Wittes is absent.
okay. As far as the applications, I need a motion to approve the list of applications. Renewal of the taxi cab owner's license for 2023.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Ms. Wittes is absent.
We will now have miscellaneous business of the, for the good of the order. Councilman Dangler?
Yes, good evening. On this Friday, Martin Luther King Guild will be having their annual Soul Food Dinner at Second Baptist Church. Starts at 6 o'clock. It will be a sit-down meal. And on Sunday at 3 o'clock, we'll have our service as always at Second Baptist Church. And then on Monday at the Monument at 10 a.m., we will close the 3-day celebration of Dr. King right across the street where the Martin Luther King Monument is on Atlantic Avenue. So please come out if you have the time to support. And I just want to let everyone know that it's the Martin Luther King Guild is 55 years old. It was started shortly after the assassination of Dr. King. And we were the first, one of the first in certainly Monmouth County to start a Martin Luther King Guild. And we're still going, and we are looking for members, of course. But please come out and support. Thank you, and God bless you.
Councilman Vieira?
Good evening, and thank you for coming tonight. As we sit up here, we do listen. You don't think, but we do listen up here. I know a lot of times it doesn't go your way or our way. We have to come together to an agreement, and that's the decisions we make up here. So I know you don't agree with all the decisions we make up here, but we have to consider a lot of different aspects of what we go through. So with that, I want to say good night.
Councilwoman Vogt?
Thank you, Council Vice President. I would just, first of all, thank everybody for coming out. I want to just remind you about one of our wonderful, wonderful resources. Excuse me.
Sorry, Bruce, I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Dr. Rose.
Thank you. Okay. So I want to remind everyone of a wonderful resource that we have in Jackson Woods Park. And just let me tell you some of what has been going on there. They are the recent recipient of the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissioners, their Environmental Achievement Award. They're the recipient of the Student Government Award for Monmouth University. Absolutely applause for all of their work. They're the recipient of the Merit Award from the Monmouth County Planning Board. Take some time, take your family, just enjoy the walkthrough of what's going on there. Help for any of the, if you can help out for any of the volunteer work, all the work that is being done by the folks who are leading it. There are volunteers who are working there. It's a great experience, so I encourage you to get over there. With that, we hope to see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay. Mayor Pallone?
Thank you, Council Vice President. I wanted to mention that the city calendars, I just have a few announcements. The city calendars have been mailed and should be in your mailbox this week. We'll also have a bunch of extras here at City Hall if anybody wanted them. This is important. The seasonal beach badges are on sale right now until February 1st for the fee of last year, which was $45. They will go up to $70 starting on February 1st. So go to longbranch.org to find out how to purchase one, or you can call the recreation office. Councilman Dangler gave a list of the Martin Luther King events that are happening in the city this weekend, and they're also available on the website. The Long Branch Arts and Cultural Center will feature a new exhibit about Native American art from the Arctic and the Northwest coast of the United States and Canada. It's a really interesting exhibit. It includes original prints, woodwork, textile, sculpture, and baskets from Washington State, British Columbia, Alaska, and northern Canada. It begins tomorrow and extends through February 3rd. And we have a reception on Monday evening, January 23rd, between 6 and 8, when all are welcome to come. That's a free event, as always. And I just wanted to wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year's to you and your family, and all the best, and thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you very much.
So was Shirley appointed?
I would like to thank everybody who came this evening. And I also would like to congratulate Charles Shirley on being appointed our business administrator.
I have a complaint.
And
I'll be filing my first complaint against Shirley.
you're not supposed to be talking,
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
and my last comment is, please don't forget the facilities that they're going to have for Martin Luther King. The dinner is delicious, that's all I can say. So, thank you very much, have a nice evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
To formally
Aye.
against Officer